For my video, I chose to talk about my research process for my essay. For my This I Believe essay, I chose to research the idea of how happiness is the most effective way to reach the American dream. I believe that most people think that the American dream has to do with the kind of car you drive, the kids you have, who you're married to, and what your job is. And I really don't think that any of those things matter as long as you're happy. I really don't think it matters if you're single, have a boyfriend, married, have kids or not, if you have a good job, if you have a nice car. I really don't think any of that matters as long as you're happy. I would like to share a quote that I think has to do with achieving happiness. It is, "God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference." I think that this really sums up the idea of happiness because it shows that if you cannot change something, then you should just change the way you think about it or accept it, because why would you waste your time when you can't change it? And if there's something that you can change, you should have the courage to change it. But you should also have the wisdom to know the difference between what you can change and what you can't change. All my life, I have wanted to drive a red Ram 1500. I absolutely love this car. I would love to drive it. But the thing is, I really think that happiness is the most important thing in life. So I would rather drive this car, this old beat up car, and be happy than drive this car and be unhappy. I mean, of course I'd love to drive this car and be happy, but I feel like happiness is more important than the kind of car you drive. I've also always dreamed of living in a nice beach house like this, but I would rather live in a rundown mobile home like this than live in this nice beach house. I really don't think it matters where you live, like, as long as you're happy. I just think that it's the most important thing in life. For my essay, like, the reason I chose to research happiness is just because I feel like it's the key to life and the key to success. If you're happy, I feel like you're successful, because being successful is about being happy. To end this video, I would like to share a quote. It's a quote by John Lennon. It is, "When I was 5 years old, my mother always told me that happiness was the key to life. When I went to school, they asked me what I wanted to be when I grow up. I wrote down happy. They told me I didn't understand the assignment. I told them they didn't understand the meaning of life." I really like this quote because most people think that what they want to be when they grow up is like a job, but he just wants to be happy when he grows up, and that's exactly how I am too. Like, I really don't know much about my life or where I'm headed or what's going to happen. All I know is that my #1 goal is just to simply be happy. And I feel like if I'm happy, then I'm achieving the American dream. So that's why I chose to research happiness.